Happy holidays. Welcome to OSA. My name is Sam Basher.
I'm DJ Woldridge.
Today we're talking about Harley Quinn, DC Universe. You guys are making a good show over there. Let's talk about episode 3. So you need a crew? Realizing that she needs a crew to pull off legit heists that will attract the Legion of Doom's attention, Harley attempts to recruit disgraced Wonder Woman villain Dr. Psycho, played by Tony Hale, and Clayface, played by Alan Tudyk, Gotham's shapeshifting thespian extraordinaire. Just right off the bat, best take of Clayface I've ever seen. Like the other one, I have not seen the Batman animated series episode with it, but I've heard it's good. The only one I know is from the Arkham games, and that is a fun take on Clayface in Arkham City, but this is my favorite.
You know, Clayface is some of those Batman villains that like always were weird to me because they just feel like too supernatural for Batman. Him and Poison Ivy just feel like a little like out of
They're
place.
next level.
Yeah. Like they feel more like they should be fighting people like Wonder Woman or Superman or somebody.
Like Superman, I mean, in most ideas that I have for Clayface, Superman really shouldn't be able to do too much to Clayface.
Yeah. But people, this is one of those great examples of like looking at a character and finding an aspect that is there that people don't normally touch on because he is, at least in most iterations, an actor. So like, what if he was that?
What if he was a ham?
Yeah. What if he just really wanted to be an actor? And I like that because in episode 2 we talked about, they mentioned the Legion of Doom, but the Legion of Doom primarily consists of, and by primarily I mean it's all Batman villains in episode 2.
Mine is like a Lex Luthor or a Sinestro.
But
you don't see them.
You don't see them. They're the only ones that show up. And this is the one that like, no, we're playing in a bigger sandbox than just that. We're playing with characters like Dr. Psycho, who's not getting used. Although I think you could see him in a Wonder Woman movie down the line.
And he just does a big no-no. Like, villains can, like, demolish cities, but don't say the C word.
Don't say the C word.
Really bad optics.
It is weird, too, that with the show that, like, is so freewheeling with the violence and the language, it still censors the C word.
Yeah, it's like, it's the one thing, which also kind of adds to the joke where it's like, it's the one thing the show won't say. But, like, the world stops when he says it, and it's like, oh, come on, dude. Like, you're beating up, like, she's a goddess, but like a woman in public. But like that's okay. Yeah. But when you say that, no, don't say that. Also, I like that. Like, oh yeah, he's married to Giganta, one of Wonder Woman's like main villains. Yeah. And yeah, he's basically been manipulating her the entire time. Like speaks for her. Yeah. Don't worry, this is what she says. I'm a telepath. I know what she's saying. It's like, you suck, dude. Yeah. Also, that I like the UTI, it's the name of the organization they used for recruiting henchmen or for your crew. All of them look very Batman animated series type villains. Yeah. Super cool, but she's not going to get any because she's a sidekick now going off on her own. It's like, no, these are for Joker. You can come back never. But if you're with the Joker, you can come back.
It is interesting the way, this was an episode that I thought the setup was interesting, but I think it kind of like the through line kind of got muddled a little bit because in this is the episode where we kind of established that the female supervillains are not allowed to stand out on their own. Because the bad guy villains kind of like the male villains kind of get in their way, and then we go visit what is it, Queen of Fables?
It's a
text book, which was hilarious.
She's got one joke of, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. All right, I'm done.
And so but the story that is told is how the Justice League take her and punish her, and they're the ones that like over punish her. And I thought it was just a weird, like, because the way the episode starts is it looks like how the bad guy community doesn't let females up through the ranks, which makes sense, which tracks, but then it's the Justice League, it's the reason they punish, and it's just like,
but it's also,
wait, who are we? I kind of wish they'd emphasize more like characters like Joker are such sexist jerks that they just don't let female villains in, because having it be the Justice League that enacts the punishment just kind of like confuses things a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean I got it enough where it's just like, no, it's a man's world when it comes to literally every aspect of this. Like she got way over punished for what she did, but also not, because she like as the series progresses, you learn what she's capable of as a person, but also her powers and abilities. You're like, I don't really know what to do. But that being said, I like the joke, and I got, you get it enough for what Harley wants to accomplish in this episode. It's like, hey, just so you know, like, she's a literal cautionary tale. What'd you think of the trick turning cookie?
I mean, you know,
they gotta get work.
Exactly.
You gotta pay your bills or whatever. But I liked when she goes to the bar and you see that like one even there's one henchman that doesn't want to work with her. They literally dives right into hell. All these henchmen are lined up. I'm blanking on the magical villain because he was in the Constantine show.
Felix Faust.
There you go. Yeah, and he's just sending his henchmen straight into hell. They're just dying, right?
Yeah.
And but when it's Kite Man, everyone's like on board. It's like you're gonna be able to fly, but it like depends on the weather and everything. Stupid Kite Man. Love him. He's so funny.
And Queen of Fables is played by Wanda Sykes, who's hilarious.
I like that. Like she really encapsulates the character well. I like everything that she's about. The only story I've ever read with Queen of Fables, I know she's been around in other things, but was the Justice League of America like Rebirth storyline. She was like the big bad that popped up near the end.
Yeah.
Don't really know why she was there, but that's the only character. That's the only thing I can think of. So hey, reading material. There you go. But yeah, they go after Maxie Zeus, who is. Motivational speaker on so much cocaine it might be deadly. And he's sexist too. And he's a dick.
It's interesting because Maxie Zeus is like Z-list. I believe there was an episode of Batman animated series that he was the antagonist, and then he shows up in Grant Morrison's Arkham Asylum graphic novel. And I do think there's something there with that villain. I think nobody's quite cracked it yet.
Because he's not a god.
No.
He just thinks he is.
Yeah.
Or he is. That's his bit.
Yeah,
his
and I think with like something with like god complexes and stuff like that, I think you could do something with like a gangster character. But it is cool that this between Queen of Fables and Maxie Zeus, this show's willing to pull from the deeper bench.
Also,
villains.
he's not like totally dumb. He's a meathead, but like when Clayface tries to pull one over him, it's like Clayface, you're an idiot. But also, I like the way he preys on that, where he's like, "Oh, I didn't have the blue eyes or the hump." And by the end of it, it's like, "Yeah, do you think what part of this was I going to fall for? You idiot!" It's so good, and I like this crew of characters.
Yes.
The personalities blend together. Or don't blend together in a really good way. Yeah. And also, there has to be a story where Maxie Zeus stole the 1996 Olympic gold medals, right? There has to be something out there.
I like that. I think a lot of these DC shows are smart. That it's like, let's pull in a crew. Let's pull in let's not have like all the CW shows. You have your main character, but then they have their supporting team, and it's not just that, but it's also a way to get like. Elongated Man in there because he's not going to have his own series. Vibe. Let's pull him in there.
You never know.
Wild Dog. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair.
Yeah. So like having Harley have her own crew, Poison Ivy makes a lot of sense, but also Clayface, Doctor Psycho. Next episode we'll see King Shark. You know what I mean? Like that's a smart. I think it's smart. I think it's a smart way to utilize the character. Even the landlord has his own bit.
Also, I do like the landlord becomes a fan favorite, or a fan favorite. And Poison Ivy, I just like that she's kind of like in the background, but she's a supportive character, but also tells it like it is for Harley to kind of help her keep it grounded. But super clear that she's like got a thing for Kite Man, and I like the green aesthetic. I get it. Also, he's got so much unearned confidence for what he does. But I like that Darkseid even throws out like the world is bigger. You mentioned like the sandbox is bigger when he mentions like Darkseid and other big name characters that like exist in this world, but you're still having conventions where villains go to feel motivated about being villains. Yep. And it's like, you can do this too if you just do da-da-da-da-da. Also, there are crude jokes obviously in this show, but they usually pay them off pretty well, where it's like Harley calls him weird dick or creepy dick, and it's like, yeah, that was on purpose. Go see a doctor because that was frightening. And they do take out Maxie Zeus, and it's so funny that he ends up on a statue where you can see they've sculpted his dick onto the statue that's blurred out on the news crew. Yeah. So funny. Big fan of the talk show host showing up, and I'm excited. I hope we get to know more about Giganta and Dr. Psycho have a kid who was on the set with them. Yeah. Excited to learn more about that guy because he obviously is probably really well adjusted having those two parents.
He's probably doing all right.
Yeah, I'm excited for the crew. Kaylee Cuoco does a really good job. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't even talk about the intro of this episode. It has KG Beast where they're stealing the nuke from the train, and she's trying to flip the keys at the same time. And yeah, Joker. He's not really independent. Also, good joke that Ivy's like, oh, I never need a crew. Like, I just do it all by myself. Yeah. And the JB Smoove is rightful to call her out. Yeah. You have millions of henchmen.
I do like this take on Poison Ivy. That's just kind of over all of it.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't need to be a super villain or do any of these things. No.
She's aware of the culture and everything, but overall,
she did her time.
She did her time.
No.
Now she's off on her own, taking care of her own business. So I'm a big fan. This episode was super solid. I think I'm more of a fan of the next episode, so I'm excited to talk about that. I'm excited for you guys to hear about it because we get just more Bat characters.
What would you rate this episode?
I'd give it a solid 8.5 out of 10. Yeah. I really dug it.
I feel like this one could have used a little bit more time in the oven, like to kind of finagle what it was trying to talk about. So I'd give it 7.5. But overall, I did enjoy it.
Alan Tudyk, please just do all the voices. Like, it is one of those things where it's like, are they trying to save money? It's like, no, he's just that good.
Yeah.
And also, if you want someone to play a ham,
he's in there.
He does
he's already in the recording studio. Let's say just give him play a couple.
Can you just do a couple of voices, and then they try to find him. You can't find him. Tony Hale, by the way, as Forky and now as Dr. Psycho. Big fan of your work, dude. You're doing good work. Also, because I didn't really watch Arrested Development, this is all I know you from. Yay! All right, I'll check out Veep one day. But gang, let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. If you're enjoying this show, how would you compare to the other DC shows? We want to hear from you guys. Also, your theories for what could happen throughout this season. I already know because I watched all the episodes because I couldn't help myself, and it's all really good.
Secrets.
I have all of them.
Smack them like a pinata. They'll come pouring out.
Oh, they sure will. I'm very, very weak. DJ, where can they find you?
At DJ Talks Trash.
At Sam Basher. At Only Stupid Answers.
You got the bells from Stupid.
Bing, bang, boom. Patreon.com/Only Stupid Answers. Gang, have a happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.